Good day everyone, I'm Hurley Borify Reviews back at it again with my review for the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III. Yan, diba? QT9 Mark III. But before I proceed, I'd like to thank Rose Techniques for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured na all of my reviews are always honest to the core and transparent to the core whatever happens because it is a win-win for everyone including me. Oo. And as you can see, this is still the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III. Oo, sa newer products nila, ang name na ng Rose Techniques is Roselsa. But I'll address this as a Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III na lang. Pardon me for the commotion sa labas. It is quite normal. Dito sa setting namin. But okay. Proceed na tayo. Nung natanggap ko tong box na to, it is very very premium for its price. Ang price nito is under 10,000 pesos or under 200 US dollars. So this is to me this is a very very exquisite or very very premium packaging for its price, but some people would say na this is to be expected sa price nila. But in my opinion or in my experience, this is quite premium given na nakapag-review or nakakita na rin ako ng IEM within or lagpas pa nga ng 200 US dollars na bare bones yung packaging. So props to Rose Techniques on this one. And by the way, nung pagbukas ko nito nung una, meron siyang slight smell ng rose. I'm not sure if dito lang yun sa na to, sa unit na to, or probably sa ibang units din, but there's that. So it is a nice touch. It's those small things na na-appreciate ko talaga pag nilalagyan ng parang attention to it. Nabuksan na natin. And yes, sa unang pagbukas, ang hirap buksan nito. This is sealed shut. Okay? Ayan, pakita ko sa inyo. That is the QT9 Mark III, and ayan yung configuration niya. 1DD 4BA. So, ayun, it is still a hybrid setup pero it is quite jam-packed on that. And ayan, 'di ba? Ayan yung nakalagay, brand introduction, key to success. It is more of their background than yun sa what to expect sa IM na to. So, ang pinadala sa akin ni Rose Techniques is the QT9 Mark III Gray na naka 2-pin. You can also get this in a MMCX connection. Yung Star City 5 Pro is meron ding option ng MMCX. And I'd like to commend Rose Techniques for giving those two options na either may 2-pin or MMCX. Pero ayun, mas nasanay kasi ako sa 2-pin ever since except dun sa nagkaroon ako dati ng Shure SE215 nung baguhan ako at saka nung ADV M3. Hindi ko na gano'n tanda because it was like years ago, nearly a decade, but oh well. ADV sound yata. Yeah. Pero yun nga, focus tayo dito. QT9 Mark III. You can see, ang hirap buksan. Talaga. Nagkaroon ako ng problem nung una kasi hindi ko siya mabuksan talaga ng mabilis. Pero ayun, it's very good na maganda yung IEM. Alam mo yan, speaks premium talaga. So ayan, Rose, 'di ba? Tapos parang pa-booklet design siya, and ayan, as you can see. Oops, sorry. May lumabas na papel. Yes, this is just the product information. Ayun, yung product information niya within the brand. Yan, medyo nagasgas na to, but yep. Yan, kung anong configuration niya, yan. LCP diaphragm. Again, I'm a fan of these types of diaphragm material or driver material based sa experience na lang din. And yan, Daikoku pa, dynamic driver, and yan, diba? Flagship configuration of 5BA. And ayan yung niya. See? Ganda ng ng presentation. I really like the presentation. Sa price na to, it is very very premium in my opinion. 'Di ba? Gumamit daw sila ng 7000 series aerospace aluminum alloy. As far as I remember, ang pinakaalam ko na gumamit ng 7000 series aerospace aluminum alloy is the iPhone SE sa pagkakatanda ko, or yung iPhone 6s. Nag-upgrade sila from 6000 to 7000 series onwards. But anyhow, and this is the whole packaging. Syempre andito yung IEM and the cable, pero ayan, 'di ba? It's very very exquisite. Very very generous pa even. Ganyan pa sila. Oh, 'di ba? They appreciate that you paid for this. Oh, if ever na bibili ka nito, and they even supplied you with this. Oh, sorry. Kasi this is sealed shut for a while. Yan, namoy ko na naman yung rose. The RZ200 na USB dock. This is really nice na they added this. Only a few companies sa price na to yung nag-add ng ganito. Oo, which is really nice. Ibig sabihin, wala nang excuse na hindi mo ma-drive ng maayos yung IEM nila. Kasi meron silang ibibigay sa'yo na dongle for it. And for the most part, this is adequate enough talaga as an inclusion. Wala naman siya ganong compromise sa sound. Mas, ayun nga, from galing sa phone na, kasi syempre madali pa rin naman ma-drive yung QT9 Mark III, pero once na pinair mo na siya dito or sa any dock na na meron ka, mas maririnig mo yung refined na tunog nung QT9 Mark III. Mas tighter yung bass, at the same time hindi pa rin non-lacking, 'di ba? Oo. At the same time non-lacking pa rin, 'di ba? Yung mga those types of stuff, those little refinements. Oo. Kaya they supply this one, the RZ200, para syempre pleasant yung experience mo. I mean, you paid under $200, so might as well get the best that or objectively or subjectively rather. I'm sorry. Get the subjectively better sa price na to, 'di ba? So yeah, they are very, very generous for that one. Lagyan natin yan dyan. And next natin to, yes, madali, yan. This is the supplied ear tips na isa. Yan, as you can see. This is the wide ear tips. Diba? Kompleto talaga. Para sa price na to, in my opinion, they are very, very generous talaga. And here is the case. Itabi muna natin tong box like so. Oh, sorry. Tripod's on the way, but yeah. Ayan, diba? Sige, lagay natin siya dito. Para cool. Ayan. Okay. Diba? Ayan na yung mga inclusions itself. Ito yung case. This is a faux leather case. I like this case. Some people may find it bulky. But in my opinion, I mean, you're paying for this. So, it is more than enough. Rose Techniques, as you can see. And, ayan yung mga kasama. Ayan yung isa pang pair ng ear tips nila. Yung ginagamit ko throughout my review and yung medyo favorable yung tenga ko is this type of ear tip nila. It fits well, nice in my ear. Para akong wala ganong suot. Pag trinay ko talaga, and then may tweezers din sila even though hindi naman need kasi this is a 2-pin version. This is the 2-pin IEM, 2-pin QT9 Mark III version. Yan, as you can see, diba? And then yung ibang kasama, some filters na spare, in case na may interface ka, 6.3 to 3.5, some foam tips, and a double flange. I thought yung double flange is magkakasya sa tenga ko, but apparently maluwag siya. Kasi medyo nasa larger side din yung tenga ko. So, that is quite understandable. Ano lang talaga, trinay ko lang ma-achieve. Gusto ko ma-achieve yung etymotic fit na deep talaga. Some people had an issue on that. Ako, walang issue yung tenga ko. So, I'm fine with that. Pero, ayun nga. In general, you will be fine with these types of ear tip. Itong kasama niyan talaga, or itong wide. Depende sa tenga mo. But, my ears, mas nag-favor siya dito over dito, but both fits well in my ear. Ewan ko, mas gusto ko lang yung snug fit talagang binibigay na itong tip na to. Again, yung sa fit and comfort niya, wala akong naging problem. I had no problems with this IEM. Sobrang maliit siya sa tenga. It is very good for smaller ears din kasi look at that, 'di ba? Ang simple lang ng niya, ng design language niya, 'di ba? Magaan din sa tenga, and wala rin siyang driver flex, which is cool sa price na to talaga. And ayun, sleeve, again, yung cable, personally, I'm not a fan of sleeve cables again and again, but at the same time, meron pa rin naman mga tao na gusto talaga ng sleeve cables. This one, it is a sleeve cable and definitely matibay talaga. Actually, mas less yung kapal niya when compared dun sa nireview kong Starlight, which is nice kasi wala siya gaanong added weight. But at the same time, it is sleeve cable. Shinare ko ng frustration ko din before. So, yeah. But here we are. And ayun, L-type. It's a nice touch. Diba? very generous talaga for its price itong QT9 Mark III in my opinion. Some people will not like it, some people may like it. Ako, kung ano yung hinain sa price na to, 'di ba? I mean, ano din naman kung halimbawang like bibilhin ko siya. I'm pretty sure na ang sasabihin ko din, I want to get the best of the best, 'di ba? Sa binayaran ko to make things worth it, 'di ba? Kaya Rose Techniques did a really swell job on this one. It is really good. Naglagay sila ng generous amount of accessories. Okay? Again, sa drivability, wala ka magiging problem kasi may included. But if ever na like makalimutan mo to somewhere, the phone mo will be fine, direct sa laptop would be fine, sa PC. But at the same time, meron talaga kasing refinement when plugged ito sa better source. So, probably, ma-feel mo na parang hindi refined yung whole sound, particularly sa upper frequencies, which is ako. Ganun yung una kong na-experience dito sa QT9 Mark III when plugged straight directly sa phone. So, for most people, wala sila magiging problem kasi this sounds still good kapag direct kasi madali nga siya ma-drive. Pero ako kasi, syempre, yung tenga ko, it is a curse and a blessing na medyo nitpicky na ako sa tunog. So, kinailangan ko na talaga ng DAC at least. Or even, kahit yung LG Quad DAC. Ayan. Kasi IEM lang naman to Hindi naman siya mahirap ma-drive. So, kahit yung mga devices na may magandang DAC, may dedicated DAC, would be fine with this one. Sa Sony na to, Xperia X Compact, tawag doon, disperse well with the QT9 Mark III. Pero ayun nga, syempre may hinahanap pa rin akong additional refinement. Kaya I'm sticking with the dongle, or kung may dongle pa kayo, like let's say yung sa akin TouchStream Space or Allegro Mini or yung Fosi Audio SK02 ko sa baba. So ayun, as long as na yun meron talaga siyang scalability. Okay, now move tayo sa sound. So sa $200 or 10,000 pesos, is the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III really worth it? Well, first and foremost, as usual, depende yun sa preference mo. But, personally, sa sound quality niya, overall sound quality, yes. Mas leaning sa yes kaysa sa no. So, you might ask, Orafy, bakit? Or Hurley, bakit may no? No in the sense na, this does not sound to be tuned, or this is not tuned for the masses. What do I mean by that? Hindi to tunog Harman. Yes. One can argue na yes, Harman yan to, this and that. But no, to me, hindi siya Harman in the sense na hindi rin naman boosted yung bass niya. Sure, it is a U-shaped set, pero hindi boosted yung bass. It is a hot take, but it's just me. Kasi yung definition ko ng Harman is boosted both ends. Anong tawag doon? Yung mids niya is mildly recessed lang. Ayun yung ko ng Harman, nasa bassy side. But this is a U-shaped bright sounding IEM. So I would categorize this as a niche IEM siya. Actually, like katulad siya nung NFACUS NM20 when it comes when the word niche comes into my mind. Kasi only a few people will like dig the sound quality or the sound signature of these types of IEMs, but at the same time, they are a fan favorite talaga ng like ng following nila. Kasi the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III did its sound character really well. Ayun, again, it is a mild U-shape na leaning sa bright. At times nga, I even perceive this as a neutral bright set. Kasi yung bass niya, kahit na hindi kulang, now we're talking about the bass, kahit na hindi kulang yung bass niya, hindi rin overly done. May times na papasabi ako, hindi naman elevated, but at the same time, may times na papasabi, andun yung bass. For EDM, this is really nice. Yun yung napunta sa isip ko when upon hearing this as I write my draft. Kasi syempre by the time na pinost ko to, kasabay na din yung mas maikli kong draft na to. Ayun, the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III sa bass department, it handled itself really well, or it rendered itself pretty well. Yung bass niya, sakto lang yung bilis. mas leaning siya sa faster side, but alam mo yun, nasa within the average side pa rin siya ng attack and decay para hindi kulang. Oo. Tapos, wala siya gaanong bleed sa mids, lower mids. Yung levels ng sub-base at saka ng mid-base niya, halos same. Mas leaning lang sa mid-base onte kasi punchy yung base talaga nito, but at the same time, hindi kulang. So, definitely, this is not for the base heads. Okay, malinaw yun. It isn't for the base heads or the base heads at heart. For sure, there are better sets na pagdating sa base under $200 US. So, you may want to check on that. But ito sa tuning on its own. Kaya, yun. And once na mahiligan mo yung tunog na, yung tuning na yun, this fits the bill. Matic yun. For $200 below. Now, punta tayo sa mids. Again, yung mids is free from any bleed in my opinion. Wala talagang bleed. Pero, ayun nga, meron siyang tinge. As in, tinge ng warmth. Para lang maging lively yung lower mids. Particularly yung male vocals. So, and yung instruments na din within the region. Pero ayun nga, wala akong na-perceive na bleed at all. Ang linis talaga. And ang airy din. Ang lively. For it. Tinatry niya talaga maging closest to transparent if you may. When compared sa yung audition or meron ako under $200 top. Yung lower mids, again, wala siya ganong kapal. Almost transparent when it comes sa thickness. Even sa details. Up to the point na may times na pag very unforgiving, nagiging unforgiving siya, like let's say poorly recorded yung track. It does happen at times, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. Lalo sa akin, dahil nitpicky ako and mahilig ako sa vivid type ng sound, it is a good thing to me. I like hearing flaws ng flaws ng recordings, 'di ba? I like hearing those types of stuff. It can be weird sa iba hindi, but I'm all for it. Okay? Sa upper mids naman, of course, it is mildly elevated. That is elevated sa treble. Yung treble talaga pinaka-highlight eh. It is mildly elevated, it is airy, it is sparkly, it is clean. As in talaga like, at times, baka masabi mo na, hey, this is vocal-centric. This and that, diba? May times masasabi mong ganun kasi ganun kalinis and ganun ka clean / forward yung presentation ng QT9 Mark III sa vocals department or sa upper mids. But at the same time, meron din siyang slight quirks for its price. Hindi naman malala, hindi rin deal breaker. But then again, ayun nga, may mild peaks and harshness. But at times, peaks lang talaga. Unless na lang talaga you push the limits of this one na parang sasagad mo sa volume. Pero no one does that. It's weird na gagawin mo yun. Pero ayun nga, meron siyang mild peaks talaga, lalo na sa poorly recorded tracks or sa sibilant prone tracks. So there is that. This ain't no perfect IM, it isn't the perfect IM, but it does the job really, really well for its price. One can say na as it should be, but para sa akin na naka-audition na ng most IMs under and within $300 US. Only few lang talaga yung nag-i-stand out or yung parang very refined or very remarkable yung sound niya for its price. And the Rose Technics QT9 Mark III has it. Pero ayun nga, this isn't for everyone, lalo na dun sa tenga na very sensitive sa upper frequencies. Magkakaroon talaga, baka magkaroon sila like ng problem or mamaya mapangiwi sila just because na, may something mildly, tawag doon, may mild na sibilance or may mild peaks sa gantong tracks, sa sibilant prone tracks. Like for example, yung Stick With You ng Pussycat Dolls. Ayan, yung mga ganyan types ng recording. Yung mga old recordings even, yung flawed recordings. Baka magka-problem sila. Pero kung halimbawa hindi naman sensitive yung tenga mo sa upper frequencies, kasi hindi mo rin naman siya like gagamitin talaga ng mataas yung volume. Again, madali lang ma-drive to. Kaya, ayun. This is still recommendable for those types of scenario. Okay? Napunta tayo sa treble. As for the treble, it is the highlight. No doubt. Yan yung highlight ng IM na to. But at the same time, Rose Technics did well on this one. Hindi siya too bright. Pero alam mo yun, ramdam mo talaga yung presence niya. Nandun yung airy, nandun yung extension, nandun yung sparkle. Lahat is tastefully done. It is well done talaga. Siyempre, meron lang minor quirks dahil sa driver niya. May slight BA timbre, pero hindi naman sobrang lala. Actually, hindi ko nga siya napansin at first until na lang i-compare ko siya sa isa ko pang set na within this price. Actually, 2 sets? 4? 3 sets ata when compared dito. But yeah, we'll proceed on that one sa comparisons na lang. Okay, pero yun, yung detail retrieval sa price na to, excellent. Very, very vivid. Pwedeng gawin pang analytical. Oh, that's for sure. Pwede siya gawin talagang pang analytical kahit na U-shape yung tunog niya. Gawa nga ng treble niya or yung upper frequencies niya na forward than usual. Again, huge discretion sa mga sensitive sa treble. This IEM is not for you. Pero for most people, na hindi naman sensitive sa treble, by all means, this goes one of the best IEM sa books ko. Again, one can argue sabihin, you should deserve the best for for 1-2 IEMs, but na sa hobby ngayon, ang dami ng IEMs na remarkable talaga, na alam mo yun, remarkable for them to be the best, but in general, konti yung IEM na remarkable. Ewan ko if I'm not making sense, pero yun nga. Punta na tayo sa technicalities. Just like the upper frequencies, remarkable sa price na to. Dahil nga kasi, to me, it is a niche IEM. Okay, it isn't tuned harmony, it isn't tuned for the masses, but for those na may certain preference, but at the same time, matic na parang magkakaroon ng following pag pinakinggan tong QT9 Mark III. It is very immersive. Immersive siya, maganda yung depth, maganda yung width. Hindi naman overly wide, but ramdam mo yung immersiveness to it. Some people, even including me, tinawag tong holographic because it is. Sa tenga ko, it is holographic. Very immersive talaga once na gamit mo to. At times, yung napapalingon talaga ako pag like may sumasarampin to and such. It is nice. Yung pala galing lang sa IEM na to. Sa separation and layering, again, walang problema, malinis. Even the most busiest tracks, kayang i-handle nito ng maayos. No problem doon. Even the layering, maganda yung pagkakasalansan. Yung imaging, dead precise, of course. Sa price na to, I could have, it is quite expected na. It is dead precise for its price. Again, ang price na ito is under 10,000 pesos or under $200. Okay? Now, saan siya man natin maganda yung compare? Well, sa recent din. Actually, mas matanda pa nga ito dun sa pagko-comparean which is the Kiwi Ears KE4. Yan. Si Kiwi Ears KE4, when compared dito, it is yun yung it falls under the category of meta tuning, and yung term na pinauso ng isang reviewer, meta tuning daw yun, this and that. But to me, to keep things simple, it is a balanced warm IEM, or at times nagiging mild U-shape siya, depende sa source, sa pairing, sa kanta, and sa tenga. Pero to me, it is a balanced warm IEM na, ayun, rich yung tonality. Makapal talaga yung tonality nun. Very, very safe yung tunog. Para siyang tap water. I mean, yung ibang tao, sawa na sila sa tap water. Tubig lang yun But at the same time, it is a need to cleanse your palate. Diba? Yun yung tunog nun. Dahil alam nyo na, yun, balance warm yun, while ito is U-shape bright, mild U-shape bright, or neutral bright. So, like, there are polar opposites. Okay? Sa technical performance, this wins definitely. Mas madali marinig yung technical performance or yung nuances sa QT9 Mark III when compared sa Kiwi Ears KE4. Pero when it comes sa thickness or sa safeness ng sound, Kiwi Ears KE4 definitely holds the title when compared sa dalawa. Pareho madaling ma-drive daw. But ayun nga, another major difference nila is generous si Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III sa accessories, as you can see, while si Kiwi Ears KE4 medyo bare bones. I mean, I'm all for the minimalist approach din naman, kasi maganda naman yung in-include nilang ear tips, yung cables, yung case na andun. So, there's that. Okay, ang next nating pagkukumpara is yung NF Audio NA2 Plus. Yan. Both are relatively old, pero mas bago to when compared doon. Ito kasi is the Mark III. While yun, NA2 Plus. Yun. When compared, yun is W-shaped. Mas easygoing yung tunog nun. When compared dito, mas warm yun. But at the same time, mas slightly lang naman. Actually, dikit lang talaga sila. Yung unrefinement ng upper frequencies. Doon mas frequent yung peaks. Unlike dito, hindi. But at the same time, mas fitting yung NA2 Plus na gawing monitoring IEM or studio monitoring equipment when compared dito. Sure, ito meron siyang pang interface, pero if gagamitin mo for monitoring, siguro if like gusto mo i-monitor yung vocals mo, that's for sure, sige, okay, but at the same time, mas fitting talaga NA2 Plus when it comes to studio monitoring. Technical performance, they are about the same. Mas deeper lang slightly yung sound stage, yung staging ng NA2 Plus when compared dito. And yes, parehong maganda or very generous for their respective price yung included na accessories. Pero nag-take a notch further lang si QT9 Mark III kasi meron na siyang dongle na kasama and mas matino yung ear tips and yung cable and such, diba? When it comes to build quality, okay? Very, very generous. And lastly, ang maganda natin pag-compare na next is yung NF Acous NM20. Bakit? Kasi they are nearly the same price. Konti na lang idadagdag mo and relatively new. When compared, yun is mas flatter yung overall sound niya when compared dito. Ito kahit pa paano may konting saya pa sa buhay. Itong QT9 Mark III when compared sa NM20. Kasi si NM20 lean for a more professional, flatter sound when compared dito. Ito, meron pang, pag pinagkumpara mo yung dalawa, mas colored pa yun eh. Ay, mas colored pa to compared sa NM20 in my humble opinion. Pero yung level of coloration nila hindi naman din nalalayo eh. Oo, I mean pag malalaman mo lang 'yun kapag pinag-compare mo na side by side. Pero in a nutshell, both sets are really good. Yung bass neto is slightly mas elevated and mas meron in quantity when compared sa NM20. Yung mids is mas open and mas airy yung sa NM20, pero ito din naman mas leaning sa transparent side, 'di ba? Win-win pareho, lalo na sa treble. Ito talaga mas refined yung upper frequencies neto, yung treble netong QT9 Mark III when compared doon. Sa accessories, they are nearly the same. 'di ba? It's just that mas streamlined and mas streamlined lang yung NM20, isang set lang ear tips na nila, but it does the job well. Sa technical performance, again, both are really the same. Wala ka ganong ini-nitpick out of it na this is night and day better than the other one. Wala talaga eh. So ayun, any of those two will do, pero definitely the NM20 is brighter when compared dito sa QT9 Mark III. So there's that. Okay, so anong verdict ko dito? Well, para sa akin as a niche IEM, sa akin lang naman I categorize this IEM as a niche IEM. Sa akin lang 'yon. I have no standards or something na parang true gospel, hindi ako true gospel. 'Yun lang talaga yung perception ko. For a niche IEM, the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III is one of the best. It is one of the best kasi alam mo 'yun, intended talaga na maging ganun yung tunog niya na U-shape bright to, na maganda yung technical performance and yung execution. Walang anong tawag doon, wala siyang parang dito sa source na to ganito yung tunog niya, warm na warm, while dito sa source na to bright na bright. No, kahit sa ang source yung paglaruan, kahit anong tenga yung pagpahiraman ko nito yung paggamitan ko, nag-stick talaga siya sa U-shape bright, mild U-shape bright or neutral bright. Ayan lang talaga. Dun lang siya. Walang nagtunog warm, walang nagtunog it is specialized talaga na ganun yung tunog niya. And at the same time, yung upper frequencies niya, ang ganda ng pagkaka-render. Walang, alam mo yun, very, very refined for its price, yung pagkakaano niya. Kaya ako nasabing niche IM siya na one of the best sa niche IM under $200. So may re-recommend ko to doon, lalo na sa mga naghanap ng sa mga treble heads, naghanap ng upper frequencies na maganda, refined, airy, detailed, yung technical performance hindi fall behind, maganda yung tunog, cohesive, madali madrive, and at the same time hindi sensitive yung tenga nila sa upper frequencies. Kaya props on this one. Very commendable tong Rose Techniques for kahit na under the radar sila, maganda yung gawa talaga nila. Kaya they definitely need more recognition and more showcasing sa kahit sinong reviewer or kahit sinong end user nito. Kasi very commendable yung paggawa nila. They really take it's all those little things, 'di ba? In my opinion, it's all those things na parang they're the small details, the small fine print. Malalaman mong pinaglaanan talaga ng time. It took them like months siguro, or probably years to be this refined. Sabi nila third time's the charm, and I can agree on that kasi this is the third iteration as far as I know ng QT9, and they hit the nail on this one. Very, very commendable. Props to those guys, or to the company Rose Techniques. I am very, very grateful that you let this experience to me, itong QT9 Mark III. Okay, and that ends my review for the Rose Techniques QT9 Mark III. Again, I'd like to thank Rose Techniques for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured na lahat ng sinabi ko dito, kahit na probably mag-meet tayo sa audio convention sa November Hi-Fi show, sa November 16, 17 yata. Basta within doon. And I'll let you audition this one. Dadaling ko to. This needs showcasing and recognition talaga. Okay. Ang next nating i-review for the next video is this one. Sa budget side. Balik tayo budget side. The CCZ Solo. Yan. Diba? It's been a while since nakarinig ako ng news from them, but apparently this is the news. CCZ Solo. Meron pang isa right after that, which is this one. Autori Audio Zephyr, first time, but yeah, nahin muna natin tong CCZ Solo. Okay, and see you on the next one.